Security request retrieved.
We need help down in engineering! Never set those wires up! They'll just cut out! I don't want to!
Postmortem spasms.
Okay, situation resolved itself. Fuck, the graphics and atmosphere is great in this game. Just like the reds and the sparks. Like, pretty decent hell imagery without being hell. And then you've got the smoke, just like ambient smoke, reducing visibility. It's just brilliant in terms of like setting the tone. Love it. Just gotta say, morgues are an awesome thing to have in horror games. Something about a morgue, the fact that it's where dead people go and are stored. There's something like inherently creepy about them. And yeah, I love it. Dig it. Dig morgues in horror games. Just like, think about the morgue in the Resident Evil 2 remake, where you don't really know what to expect. And you pull out that one tray and there's like a jerking zombie in it, but it doesn't like get out and attack you or anything, it's just jerking in the tray, and you just, you know, reclose the tray, and then you pull out the other one all the way to get the key, and after you take the key, the zombie lunges at you. It's just like a great little, yeah, setting. Just morgues in games, love it. And they use the blue as well, because morgues are like usually cold, and blue is like the Viking hell, where everything's cold. And obviously, you know, the smoke and the ambience in this game, brilliant. I gotta say, that's cooler in this game as well, that little cutscene where, with the Infector Necromorph. Like, those things are pretty creepy in general. When in doubt, stomp it out. I also love the Necromorph as like a... It's nearly like a disease, a conscious disease, but it also has like sort of a biblical element to it as well when you think about it. Like, its ultimate goal is to get all the biomass, get all the tissue, bring it to the marker, bring it to like a convergence point, make it all one point, one singularity. And like, while that's just all horrible and gory and, you know, pretty fucked up, it's also got like a religious-y type element to it, where it's about unifying everything, unifying all the matter. And like, it doesn't really give much of a shit about consciousness or anything, because like all the matter that it uses is, you know, all dead. But yeah, there's something like cool about that idea that is like, it's not all just science fiction horror, you know, biomass. It's got a bit of the religious element too, and it sort of overlaps a bit with the what you call it, the unitology religion, and that's why there's like a little bit of confusion between the two with all the paranoia and stuff. And it comes across more in the second game, where you've got actual unitologists, like religious zealots, trying to bring about the convergence, because, you know, I guess they feel it's like some form of salvation. It's just not like a big, you know, fucking meat pile orgy, like semi-sentient alive meat pile orgy amid like all the marker nonsense. And like, the map, while it's a little bit tricky to navigate at first, it does actually tell you where all the security code things are. Like, on the map, as you can see, it's got it's got the levels on them as well. The one that I get confused by, that I'm looking at here, is actually where the elevator pops out. And like, right now I'm backtracking thinking I'm super fucking smart and I'm gonna get like extra pickups and shit. All I'm gonna get is where the elevator would have led me from the morgue.
Clearance confirmed. Confirmed. Level 2 security clearance required. Clearance confirmed. Level 2 security clearance required.
I usually try to max out Plasma Cutter before I do anything else. In my opinion, the Plasma Cutter is probably the best weapon in the game. You get other ones that stun lock better, like the Force Gun, which is probably my number 2. And then you get the Contact Beam just for like massive damage output. It's a little bit different in this game, but yeah, those are the ones I go for. Plasma Cutter, Force Gun, and Contact Beam. And the rest I just... The last slot, I just, you know, vary between the other weapons, depending on what I feel like. Whether it's the Flamethrower or the, well, let's be honest, it's never the Flamethrower. Whether or not it's like the Pulse Rifle. Because I give it a lot of shit, but the Grenade Launcher secondary is actually kind of useful. But, yeah, the other guns are better, like the Ripper and Yeah. Line gun. Line gun's probably the, yeah, probably the go-to after that.
Flight deck tram control. Now arriving at flight deck tram control. Security recording retrieved.
Like, the main issue I have with this game is this fucking spaceship is absolutely huge, and like, it's not conserving any oxygen to fill all the spaces or anything like that either, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just big, and I don't think they would deliberately try to make it this big. Like, it's cool and creepy, and like has brilliant atmosphere and all that sort of shit, and it's very industrial, but it wouldn't, it's not that realistic with how a spaceship would be designed, because like, spaceships are usually like compact, conservative. They've got small rooms so they can conserve the amount of limited oxygen and all that sort of stuff they have. Whereas this thing is fucking huge with like massive ceilings and massive rooms. Which would, you know, and they're all pressurized. They're all pressurized with oxygen, which is like, look, it's pretty unrealistic, right? Just in terms of like science fiction.
Isaac, this damage report says there's a broken cargo lift just beyond the hangar doors. I'll open them now.
Entering zero gravity.
You'll need your thrusters to reach it, but that lift shaft should take you straight down to engineering.
Honestly, I was given like the 0G movement some shit before, but it's actually not too bad, especially in this one where you can just immediately look for a flat surface, land, and then you're back to regular movement. And the regular movement's like really smooth, and it plays really good. But fuck, you get turned around and put upside down, and it's fucking hard to tell where you are at like some points. Honestly, like when you read like Warhammer 40k and they have to mag lock their boots during ship-to-ship combat and that, like eventually they're going to make a really good 40k game. Look, they already have. Like the first Space Marine was absolutely awesome. Bolt Gun was pretty good, and I'm sure Space Marine 2 is going to be fucking awesome as well. But it doesn't really highlight what a Space Marine can do in the games and that sort of thing. They can't exactly do 0G movement. They don't have like jetpacks unless they've got like a jump pack on, but they do have like, they're able to mag lock their boots and walk up surfaces and shit, just because they have to in ship to ship combat, which was the main point of their design, was ship to ship combat. Given that the ships can orbitally bombard planets, basically. It's like an equivalent of British dominance when they had the largest navy, and they were, going around the world doing all their imperial shit, and opening up trade routes and stuff like that, conquering. The logical extension of that is, when it comes to space travel and other planets and stuff, spaceships would be the dominant force there, and it would be like how empires would span space. The problem is there's just so much fucking space and there's so few planets and it's so hard to get to them, so without the warp and without faster than light travel, like all of it's moot. I suppose you can try and mine asteroids and shit, but it's very unlikely you're going to find any aliens or anything on them. And of course, ships are so powerful in 40k because they can just literally bombard planets and like fucking exterminate them with like virus bombs and massive cyclonic torpedoes and shit. They can literally just destroy planets. So like, it's always the advantage to have the ship, or like that's the height of military power in those settings. Like, just as a point of reference, our theoretical highest power now are either rockets that, hypersonic rockets that can get there and basically can't be shot down by anything because they're so fucking fast, or just, flat out air force, air superiority. Those are like the heights of military power at the moment. We are not at orbital space station weapons that shoot, massive lasers down just yet. Like that. Even then, that'd be more akin to artillery. Like, it's pretty hard to hit without rockets and shit. But I guess it's pretty out of reach for a bunch of third world nations. Yeah. That would be probably the next step. But it'd behave more like artillery. And, like, you have limited resources to maneuver once you're up there. So it'd be hard to readjust the artillery in order to deliberately target things. And even then, like, with massive laser weapons, it's going to take a shitload of energy. I guess if they're like some sort of, you know, thing like in Alien Covenant where they have like a massive sail, a massive solar sail to gain solar energy from the sun, or somehow manage to harness all the fucking gamma radiation out in space. Something like that. I don't know. Not well explained. Massive orbital laser sounds cool. I never really thought too much about it. The next bloody major advancement in warfare is probably going to be like small drones though. Like mass drone attacks with fucking AI that can like avoid other shit as they're attacking. Yeah, which is going to get pretty creepy. And like the drones will probably get smaller and harder to hit, and then we'll realise that the drone's taking over and they're going to kill us all, and then we'll detonate an EMP and then we're all starved because we don't have proper electrical grid or food storage or anything anymore. Yeah, that's probably how it's going to go. One thing's for sure, we're not going to have the fucking resources to have a stupidly fucking big hangar here that's pressurized with some sort of energy field that holds oxygen in here, but, you know, has no oxygen past here.
zero gravity. Exiting vacuum. Clearance confirmed. Position compromised. Correct course immediately.
Engineering log. Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple reporting. Christ, I still can't believe the Chief is gone. It's all fallen apart since the captain died. Everyone down here is on their last nerve. We thought the rioting was the worst of it. Until those things came through the vents. Their faces. Fuck, those were my lunch buddies, Liz's friends, old boyfriends. And out of nowhere, the engines are screwed. Primary's laboring, we're hemorrhaging fuel. Fuck if I know why. I'm taking Danvers to the fuel depot to fix it. Gotta keep the team focused or they'll crack. Temple out.
Seeing you in the control room. Any news on the engines?
Yeah, but it makes no sense. They're out of fuel. The centrifuge is offline. We're tethered to a 4 trillion ton payload. Without the engines, it's dragging us down to the planet.
Can you handle it alone?
Sure. Fix the centrifuge, get the fuel running, then do a full restart. But you'll need to stabilize our orbit from there.
Standing by. Fast as you can, Isaac.
Security request retrieved.
We need help down in engineering! Danvers, get those wires up! Cut out! I don't want to! Right, Henderson, your teeth! He's pulling his teeth out! Just hold it! Where the fuck is security? Oh God! He's dead! No, he's alive, but he hit that sink pretty hard. His own teeth. Chief, What the hell is happening? I don't know. Cancel security request. Henderson needs the medical bay. And a shrink.
Cannot determine clearance level. Master security override required.
Autopsy report, Dr. Nicole Brennan. Rig identifies the subject was Junior Engineer David Swenson. The subject was dismembered after falling into machinery, allowing... God. So sorry. Some postmortem spasms. The chest contains a yellow bile seen in other specimens. I've seen this bile react to dead or bioprosthetic cells. The dead tissue is absorbed, recombined, then reanimated. The bile shares genetic markers with human DNA and that growth on the walls. It's all connected to the marker from Aegis 7, but how? Dr. Kine studied the marker. Dr. Kine has vanished. Unless he's with the survivors on the mining deck.
You'll rest easy now, David. I promise.
End log.
Level 2 security clearance required. Warning. Fuel reserves depleted. Main engines offline.
valve's done, Chief. Progress report filed by Jacob Temple. The engine problems aren't a malfunction. Someone shut off the fuel lines to the primary engine and damaged the valves to hell and back. We just wasted an hour fixing them. Now we need to restart the south refueling station, but some jackass turned off the power and locked up the circuit breaker. No engines? We're gonna hit planetfall soon. What now? There's gotta be someone around here who had a spare access card. Go. Wait, you hear that? Shepard, go!
Daniels? You made it.
Thank God. After the bridge, we thought that...
Glad to disappoint. I barricaded myself in the computer core. I can hear them, but I don't think they know I'm here. Isaac, I've tracked down your rig. You're in engineering, right? I'll get myself out.
You better believe I'm gonna do that. Let off some steam Bennett line when I get to use one of these.